Who let the cats out? Man, mountain link. Who let the cats out?
The one, the only, the Man Mountain Link.
I am the angel of death. The time of purification is at hand.
We got a visitor. We got this Garfield looking sumbitch out here. It's snowing here in Tennessee, which is a rare day. And a neighbor's cat has come to join us and take care of some of the cat food that my cats decided wasn't good enough. But it's just fine for this one. Anyway, he appears to be a good cat. So we're going to give him a place to stay out of the snow, give him a full belly, and send him on his way. That sucks. It sucks so bad. So I went to two different banks. I went to the big city of Jackson. I didn't go to the little towns I normally shop at. Went to the big city and took $200 with me to buy pennies and ended up with just this one single box. That's all they would let me have. And I was fixing to take it out and go through it, but look at that. It's got holes in it. You see all that shiny? Those are brand new 2021 pennies. So that's not going to be worth a damn to me. Sucks. I always love this. This is the big reveal. See if any of them came out. You've seen most of these before. In fact, you've seen all of these before. Not these particular ones, but these are... I make more than one, right? Wood won't scratch the tin. That worked real well. Okay, this side I think is the same thing. Whoop, he's a little dirty. What I see looks good. A little bit more textured than I'd like, but it'd probably clean up. I believe this one's the skull, the big skull. We ended up sending one to the Durban auction, and I had intended to put it online, but at the last second decided to send it there, so we made another one. Whoa, man. I had to do a little bit of repair work. I'll tell you this. I don't know if it's because it's cold or because of other reasons, but you're getting this like layer of Petrobond that wants to pull away from the sand like that, see? And when you pull your positive out, it pulls out around the edges like that. Whoop, whoop, here you go. Like that. It just separates, it pulls out. So you try to fix it, right? You try to push it back down, and that leaves a lot of area for flashing. That's what we call that. So did I bury that piece of wood? There it is. We'll be able to cut that off. It's fairly thin. And save that metal to be recast into something else. One left. This should be an anvil. I wasn't happy with the surface finish on the last one. This one wasn't much better. It suffered real bad from the it suffered pretty bad from the separation issue I was discussing earlier. So let's see how bad. This was the last one. It might still be a little bit warm. Be a little bit more ginger. No, it's okay. Bottom looks alright. There's a little bit of flashing, but not too bad. Top's what matters. Well, hopefully we can cut that down. One side's nice and smooth, and the other side you can see the actual sand where it's separated, and you pressed it back together and it left the little ridges. Everything shows up, man, even your mistakes. Try to get a vaguely anvil shaped piece and then just cut it back down to the anvil. Alright, we're going to wash these up, cut the screws off, and back at you in a while. Hold steady there. See that bubble? That hollow spot? That's not going to work. That's no bueno. So we're going to try a different venting system. Luckily, nothing's wasted. We can reuse all this metal, and the sand's still fine. Just a little bit of time. Yeah, look at that mess. Another episode of Shipping with Jim. This is not packing material, alright? This doesn't do anything. That doesn't help a goddamn bit. I ordered 12 pounds of Bismuth, and Got a good deal on it, so I can't complain. I won't leave negative feedback. I'm not that big a jerk. That's not packing material. It's really not. Anyway, yeah, it came with this tape on it. It says received in damaged condition. And the whole side was ripped out. It was torn right here. And it's supposed to be 3 chunks of bismuth weighing 12 pounds. Like I said, I got a pretty good deal on it. So the price of bismuth has went up. And I ended up getting this for the same price I've been paying, you know, 6-9 months ago. So I'm happy that I got it. The whole mess weighs 14 pounds 9 ounces. So I'm assuming there's at least 12 pounds of bismuth in here. Let me get some of this crap out of the way. Considering the fact that it was shedding little glittery flakes all over my floor, I'm going to assume it took some damage, and this will catch. Don't want to waste anything. Are you fucking... I'm sorry. But seriously, are you fucking kidding me? Fucking air pillows? With chunks of metal? Air pillows? Somebody's failed crystal making project. Alright, this is bigger than, I almost look like a heart, don't it? This is bigger than anything I have to melt it in, but luckily, all I gotta do is whack it with a hammer a good 1-2 good times, and it'll be in pieces. You know, it's cracked already. Cracked already. Alright, so I'm happy I got my bismuth. It made it here. And this is the end of shipping with Jim. Oh, I guess I should tell you how to do it correctly, shouldn't I? Alright, so what they should have done, these boxes are free, you understand, right? Take 2 of these boxes, cut them diagonally at the corner, right? When it's apart, trim the pieces, and then you'll be able to take this box, put it together from the top, slide the other box inside of it, tape it up, and you have a double-walled box instead of trying to ship, you know, chunks of metal in a really thin-walled box like that, because it's not made for it. Anyway, this has been Shipping with Jim. Don't use air pillows with bricks of metal. It's stupid. Back again. I was preparing to put this bismuth in a more usable form, right? So busting it up. That's what I'm expecting. That's normal bismuth. That round piece, you see that? It's like bismuth at the top and a layer of oxides at the bottom. I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. If it is oxides, it's definitely be a problem. But it might not be. We'll find out in a minute. Just got the 1 bar from those little scraps. With a finger. There it goes. we got the crap in there now. We're going to let it melt and see how much we skim off. That's how much came off the scraps. So, it's not the cleanest stuff. Appears to be melting so far. I don't know. Those are some pretty thick oxides. Shouldn't look like porridge. It should look like that. So all that crap is oxides. That's all gonna have to be. Let's see, how do you turn that back into the real deal? I think you have to mix it with carbon and then smelt it at like 1800 degrees, somewhere along those lines. Hot enough so that the bismuth oxides, you see that gray that's popping up to the top now? That's the actual oxides. After the, see, most of it's got metal stuck to it. We're going to let it get a little bit hotter, and a lot of those oxides are going to start coming up to the top, that gray, and save what bismuth we can. Yeah, even mix it with carbon. Jason over at Mountain Baker Mining and Metals does a really good job explaining stuff like that. But you have to mix it with carbon and then heat it to the temperature that the oxides melt at. And the oxygen will combine with the carbon, create carbon dioxide, bubble out, and will leave the bismuth metal behind. At least in theory. I haven't done it myself. Okie dokie. Open wide. I don't think I saved any money. I did save some money, even with all this waste, because you can tell that the rest of it isn't this way. But yeah, that's kind of what you get, right? Try to save a little bit. There's some more crud down on the bottom. I want to clean that out, melt that last little piece with the oxides in it, and then we'll move on to the stuff with the water in it. That should be fun too. Well, there we are. We've made the first pass. The pan's still hot. Just finished. Melted everything, went through it. This is the first time. This is the good bismuth. This is the oxides. What we're going to do now is we're going to try to salvage a little bit of the metal. When the little fragments I couldn't pick up, I poured them in there with the oxides. The oxides are skimmings, right? If this was pure oxides, it would be a gray powder. And since it's clumped together, we know there's still metal in it, and we're trying to save as much as we can. We got 4.9 ounces of bismuth left over from the previous batch. We're going to put it in there, melt it, add this, and just heat it for a good long while, and try to get it down to nothing but powder, and see how much metal over 4.9 ounces we can recover from the skimmings here. So we're going to do that right now, and we'll get back at you. No, I forgot something. I was going to... This wouldn't be as useful if I didn't have a metal top on my table here, but if I put this super magnet on the back, it sticks it to the, even through this stainless steel, it'll stick it and keep it from tipping over, and it helps with this cast iron pot. It helps hold it on there. Because I've complained before about this thing being tippy. I may end up putting another magnet here, gluing it there so it doesn't come off on the counter to help hold the pot from this side. I think that'll work. I know that things aren't as magnetic when they're hot, but the bottom of the pot shouldn't be, shouldn't get that hot. So hot that it loses its magnetism. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Hey, yeah, well, I weighed that, and that there by itself, not counting anything that comes out of that, is 13 pounds, 1.5 ounces. So we got the 12 pounds we paid for. Anything extra is going to be gravy. Sweetie. Shogun. That's what $356 worth of cracked of ear surgery looks like right there. Tabby. Tabby. That's a cat for you. Always paying attention. Ain't that right, sweetie? Yeah, that's right, ain't it? Okay, that's 4.9 ounces of stuff there. And that was the weight of the bismuth. This is what we got out. And this is the powdered oxide. Alright, so tear that. Take off the 4.9 ounces. Still warm. 6.2. We got an additional 6.2 out of that. And we had 13.15 here. And tear that to 0. 7.5 ounces of oxides. And you can see they're powdered oxides. And we'll try some carbon one of these days. See if we can recover the metal. But until then, we'll live in one of these Temptations cat treats buckets until we get ready to do it. We're going to let it cool off before we put it in anything plastic. This is Man Mountain Link here at Man Mountain Metals. Appreciate you joining us. Stay tuned, and we get done, we'll show these polished tin pieces. Made up some more of these ingots. These little loaf-shaped ingots are my best sellers. I hate to say it, but given a choice between a skull and this ingot, they'll take the ingot every time. So I made up 6 of them. I sell them at 10 troy ounces of bismuth, which seems to confuse a lot of people, but it really increases the sales. So I'll answer a bunch of stupid questions if that's what it takes to to sell, just to push bismuth on eBay, right? Anyway, we have here the tin. Stewies and the Gumby. I don't know if there's an anvil in there or not. Should be, maybe. We'll see. Been tumbling for a while. Maybe a bit too long. I'll have to see what they look like when they dry. I noticed the shot is very gray, and it shouldn't be gray. And these don't have the normal chrome look to them. Gumby got ball stuck from his legs. Alright, got that out of there. So they might need one more polish and some clean solution. There was an anvil in there. That one came out better. It's still not 100%. That one's good enough to sell. I'd sell that one. The one I made last time is going back in the pot. I got a little happy with the sander right there. Took a chunk out where the vent was. Anyway, that's that. So let me get back to polishing some of this other stuff, and we will holler at you in another episode.
Man, Mountain Link has once again totally outdone himself.